Hey, animating! Welcome to part 2 of a video that has a part 1. If you haven't watched it, more power to you, man. You've probably already done all this. So we did the line work, and it's time to take the next step. Time to bring it on home. I fixed the top bit, which I realized was bothering me. I wanted a smoke ring from the beginning, and now I have a smoke ring, and now it's there. I can stop worrying about it. So that's the only change from part 1. Whatever. You're here to watch shading. Let's get to it. Time to fill these in. But before you do, make yourself a copy of these frames. Whoa, copying those lagged everything. It's okay. It's okay. I got it. So now you have a duplicate. Take that, hide it, make it invisible, and give yourself a new layer to work with. This is where we're going to draw our suggestions to future us, where to put our shadows and things. I usually use orange, but I think I'm going to use black this time. So yeah, first pick your bulges on your smoke. So how to go about that is exactly like this. You just go in and you start defining where the places are on the thing where there's circles, just like this, because it's going to help you pick where to draw your shadows. So do that, and then when it gets bigger, it just gets more complicated. Go through the motions just like this. What looks to be right, get pretty close. These lines are not final. They don't need to be beautiful. So just do a good job. Make sure you overlap on there, like when you have stuff like that. So there's oh well, now there's one in front of it. That's okay though. Draw what you have on. So like, don't go behind stuff. Just draw what's actually there. So there's obviously one here. You don't need to draw it, but like in the middle here, draw that. Don't let onion skin influence me there. Put one right here. It's good. We got one here. Got a little baby one there. One there. Got one here. And now see how I see a split right here. So I'm not going to do that. That's kind of overarching. I'm going to split it here and then there. So you got two bulges going on. It's okay to leave blank spots like that right there. You got one there. And I'm assuming, just because I have to, I'm going to put one right out in the middle there. Okay. So as if you were looking at it from the side, like these are all the raised areas on the smoke where stuff goes like that. And then in the smoke cloud, there's like more like, and then there's these inner parts where stuff hasn't get pushed out yet. That's what you're defining. You probably know this. And then I'm say there's one right in there, and you're left with these like, and they can overlap too. That's fine. They could totally overlap. Highly recommend it. It makes for more interesting, because then you can merge all these, and you got like a big poof amalgam right there. Maybe just throw a little extra one off the side of that. That's pretty good. Okay, so go through this. Here, let me do a frame continuation so you can see how to go from one frame to the next by doing this. It gets kind of hectic. You can turn off your onion skin for the outline layer as long as you're doing your inner lines on a different layer. And now, so I'm going to say this one, I'll just draw it basically the same. I'll make it move a little bit outward from what it was, and do all your little separate bits separate, so to keep your focus. Look where you're going to end up. So I knew I was starting here. I know I had to stay close to the original, and then I had to end up there. So that's pretty good. I like that. I'll say that's good. I'm going to cut that off right there and merge it with this top one, which I'm now deciding in the back of my head, just without saying it, that it's getting bigger instead of going smaller like this one is. Like from the center, this is now closer to the center than this is. But from the center, this one is now further from the center than that is. So this upper one is growing in size. And something's got to happen. So see how I got my guides originally right there? So I'm saying this one right here is getting bigger, but it might close itself off right there. But then you get this weird situation where there's like no crease on the wall there, but you're saying there's a bulge here. So you might have to go in and do a few little modifications as you define your bulges, just ever so slight, to help the people's eyes understand what you're getting at with your internal shading. So I'll put like that there, and look, it worked itself out. Usually you can fudge the barriers pretty closely, and it'll always work out. So just put that there. Okay, I'm gonna go through some frames and then talk. Here they are. So I've done some bubbles now. Here they are, looking all right. Let's actually watch the whole thing and see how the bubbles flow, because I think that's better justice than I can even do just by talking. This will be pretty close to the actual doubles of the final animation. So here we go. I tried to keep in mind that whole churning motion of the inside. It's half chaos and it's half organization. See, like, they all follow the same general rotation as the thing goes about, but near the top it just gets kind of, they all sort of churn together. Now when you start to shade, which hopefully you have given yourself some bubble guides before you ever attempt that, because shading without guides is dangerous game. You gotta think about where your light is coming from. I'm gonna say it's coming from, oh dear. Well, what would be the coolest to shade as? If all your stuff was like that, or like that? Like if you were splitting it down that way? It's tricky. I don't know. How about from over here? I'm gonna do it from the left. So let's make a thing so we never forget. Oh my gosh. There. And point that towards it so it's easy to keep in mind. From the left and basically from the side, so like from the 180, not like towards the camera or way away from it. The light is directly off to the left. Very easy to keep track of. Here we go. Draw your shadow lines in a different color, like orange. That's pretty good. Duplicate your lines for the bulges, and then you'll have a copy of them, so in case you mess up, you're not drawing over stuff that you can't get back. So hide that shadow layer, put it up with the outline layer, and now you're working on a duplicated bulge layer. And it's time to start doing, you guessed it, the big shadows. Now these ones are very important. They have to line up. I might get a smaller stroke. They have to line up with the edges so that it's easy to fill it in later on. So you can't get away with doing like that. You gotta go all the way. And you're gonna combine this and these for your filling, but just, you know, be real neat with the shadow lines. So the way to shade bulges like this is first think about which way they're oriented. So this one is like directly facing the light, so almost all of it is going to get lit up. When you light a sphere from the side, it is like that, and then like that, and that, and that, as in the parts that are the Terminator is away when most of it is shown, and towards the light when a very little of it is shown. And if you were to view this explosion from the top down, you would see that it's like, if here's the light over here and here's the ground, it's kind of bulging out every which way. So bulges on this side are going to get lit like a lotly, but bulges over here are barely going to get any. And then in the middle they're going to be kind of straight down. So that will help you to like basically draw a line down the center, and then let that determine which way your lines fall. Over here, they're like this. Over here, they're like that. Okay, time to get started. I'm gonna do a couple, and then you know the drill. You know the drill. It's gonna teleport to me having done a whole bunch of them. Might even just use real lines. So now there's shaded areas and lit areas. I'm only doing a two-tone smoke. So like in here is going to be the same color as in here because it's just in the shadow. And these will be more obvious on this side, like right here. It'll be really easy to tell what your bulges are. But once it's all done and dealt, your eyes will be able to pick it apart. Now here is an interesting situation where I didn't draw the edge of this because it wasn't supposed to be there, because these are together. But I'm saying the shadow goes here. So if I just filled this in, the shadow would go up into this thing, and this would have no point, this line. So you got to put an extra cover-up line to show where the shadow of this bit ends, where this bulge's shadow ends, and where the light side of this bulge begins. So just put a little cover-up, make it contour to the inside of this bulge, and you'll have to do that in a couple places. Like if I was going to start doing this one, I would kind of go like that, because now it's curving this way because more of this bulge is facing away from the light than towards it. And now for this one, I'll do like that, and then that. Now here's a bulge on top of a bulge, so I'm saying the shadow for this one comes like that, and then there's another shadow inside of this one. It's kind of more like that, and then since I drew the line here, it's fine. This will fill nicely. And then I gotta merge this edge here with the bright spot of this bulge here. And that's looking good. So pretty much just keep this up and get your stuff all in the right spots over and over and over. It's so boring. Being able to erase, well, it's all gonna get filled anyway. I was gonna erase that, but there's really no need to, because you can just fill there and there. But that one's, the shadow is more like that. And even if you do all your cover-ups, you're probably gonna find there's a couple places where you need to go back and get your line tool when you're filling. So I'll see you in a few minutes. I'll see you right now. Here we go. So something that I gotta get out of the way is, no matter how many bulges are inside of a big smoke puff, if you have a big puff of smoke here, and there's a big bulge, and I think this is something really important, so I started recording for it. And there's a big bulge right here on it. There's a big old bulge there, and like say there's one that indents right here, and you've put one there, all that jazz, you know? If there was a light right here and you filled it in like this, obviously not like that, and you put like the, you know, like you got the shadows there, and then you shaded it from the side as you do, just like that. This is not right. This is incorrect, because there's no shadow there if the light is right here. The bulges are shaded right, but the whole smoke thing is not. You gotta draw a hairline line. Like the side facing the shadow will always be lit. Always. Unless there's something casting a shadow down into there, like a bulgy thing right there. This spot should be the same color as these, because the light is getting in there from that side. So really, it would have been like the average point on the smoke where it stops being you know, facing towards the light. I'd say it's like right here-ish. You do like a hairline like that, and then fill all that in. And now this is what would be proper for those original 3 bulges that I had drawn, with the shading and all. And stuff casting shadows on other stuff is a little semantic. You can kind of get away with it with not doing it by just putting those overlapping. But really, if this bulge was here like this, it would be casting a much taller shadow on this thing. It'd be like that. But don't get caught up on that stuff. Just make sure you do your edge highlight all the way around, whatever way the light is facing. I even might creep a little bit of that into there. Yes, very, very important. Okay, done deal. Back to working. Here's what I got so far. The same amount of stuff. Okay. And done. You have almost definitely gone insane now from the insanity that is drawing all these annoying little lines. And it is time to have the fun part, the shading action. So go back to one of your layers where you saved these outline works and move it, well, duplicate it first. Never do stuff to your original. There it is. Bring it up to right underneath where you have your orange and black lines. Great. Hide everything else. Now, before you copy all your outlines onto your fills, make life easier on yourself and just fill in your shapes now that you're done using any of the guides that were ingrained in them, like those and those. You know, you don't need them anymore because you've already done your stuff. This is going to take a little bit, so let me fill in every frame of these, of this thing. This thing. 1 sec. Got it. Done did it. We're back to, we got a filled explosion, filled every frame, going insane, and now you should just have that in addition to your line layer right here. So you got both of them. Stretch out your timeline and go ahead and if you don't know how to do that, it's only CC. You can do it up here with these things. Make your frames be like large. You can now proceed to select those, copy them, paste them onto your fill. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Alright, good luck. Okay, got it. You put them all on there. I know I did. Now the funnest part of it all. Flash is borderline crashing. I'm borderline breakdown. It's time to fill in the shadows. Do not fill the highlights. Do the shadows. They're easier. Because the highlight is just the color of the smoke. That's why you did what you just did. So how do you go about it? Oh, what's that noise? My chair is having a fit. You go about it by just, you fill it. You fill it like I am. Pick a dark color and take to the skies. Hopefully you can find some way to decode what Passion meant when he was drawing these lines on these circles. Where does the shadow begin? Where does the highlight end? This is when you're going to want close small gaps. Oh yeah. Oh, it's so much easier. Alright. So, like in here, that's a shadow. But not out here. Because of the thing. Because of that thing I was explaining. So, I think I have a way to fix that where you can just fill it however you like it, and then at the end you just tack on an extra version of itself, but I'm starting to think that might not work. I have an idea to solve this problem. Okay, so take a copy of your just fills layer. There they are. And duplicate it. Got it? Alright. Safe. Hide that. Now, take your ink bottle, as you do, and outline this thing. Just on the important parts, like the main explosion-y bit. Come on! The part where there's internal bubbles. So do that for every single frame. and then you're going to go in and do a trick, a super trick. Give me 1 second. Got it. So what I've done is ink bottled every single frame of just the fill color on just the big parts of it, because on the little parts you're not going to have to worry about it because you've already done it by hand because there's only one shadow line. So then do your view all frame, save, you know, always just save. It's saving right now. It's taken ages. Apparently CC15 saved or fixed save times. Oh, not responding. Now it is. Go to all. Delete your, come on. Delete your your fills, and you're left with just this. Oh, it's cool looking. And now what you want to do is select all again and shift it over towards the light. So like, or away from the light, sorry. A safety margin, just give it like, yeah, that much is pretty good. Okay, great. Next, do the same thing you did before. Oh, make a backup of this, just in case. It's too many backups. But do change the color just a bit so you don't confuse yourself later on. That purple will be edge highlight. Okay. So unlock your current working thing. Is this it? Current. Alright, great. Hide the light. And now you're gonna take off that. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Copy. Is that it? Yeah. So copy and then paste the purple onto there. Copy, paste. Yes! So then you're gonna just have a line that signifies where the lit edges are. Great. I'll be back in a second. Got it. I've put the purple onto every layer, every frame of this layer. Really helpful now for drawing that edge highlight. And I moved it onto a new project so I can close that, save, flash some energy. Just 30 frames to deal with. No big deal. Time to start shading. You know the drill. Just do what I was doing. Wait, I did like one shadow. Oh, it got rid of it. How did it even get rid of it? Oh, I did it way late in the thing. Very weird. So just never ever have a dark spot past the purple on the left side, and you'll be good. Just leave the outside purple over here alone and fill as you do. Much like Philip's Lackenlolly. So a shadow, oh, don't need. Well, I will, but not for there. Sometimes you'll have to fix your mistakes like right there, and apparently on both sides. There's shadow here. Oh my. Well, time to get started. I guess I gotta switch back to the highlight for sometimes. Oh, okay, well, I guess maybe it's not sealed right there. Let's just turn on, let's turn this on. Ah, that's much better. Alright, so do that for every single frame. Goodbye. Okay. Now we're here. We've made it. It's time to show all frames. Oh my goodness. It's looking so good. You're gonna select all. Oh, it's still selecting. There it goes. And set the stroke to non-existent. And there we are. Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Just look at the beauty of it. Oh wait, this frame never got any tender love. It's gonna be all white from the heat though. Still gotta do the fire effects, but man. Oh, look at it go. Oh man. That's wonderful. So you can see how the edging thing I was talking about is working. Like, not there, but on here when there was, uh-oh, that was from my example frame. I filled with a slightly darker gray than everywhere else. So like a lot up here, it was coming in handy when I hadn't drawn in the shape of the edge all the way. Like there was always the border line that was in sync with the outline. Just put in a little bit. That's the purple thing that had been shifted away from the light source a little bit. So now, like already, without any effects, I mean, it is looking fly. Like Marty Mech. I'm talking the kind of thing the airplanes do. Let's do the doubles and watch it. Okay. Oh, look at him go. It just needs some fire, some camera shake, a little blur. It'll be all well-rounded. Okay, okay. Goodness gracious. I just wanna watch it. No time though. Time to get going on the fire. How does one do fire? Simply. Don't make it complicated. Just add a little bit of yellow. Get yourself some yellow on a new layer and get them all empties. Okay. This first one, that's total yellow. Total recall. In the middle bit here, definitely yellow. Out here, it's time to be creative. Time to let the yellow die out a little bit. Throw it in some of the seams, the creases, right up in there. Get it like all in the dark spots. Good looking. Maybe have some residual stuff inside one of the dark patches. Because you're gonna add a glow to this. At least I am. You know, it's up to you how you do your fire. Throw that in there. Keep it, you know, posh, simple. Oh, definitely lock your smoke layer while you're doing the fire. You know, just keep this general theme. Like make a couple pieces that stay in the center of the bits and then fade to nothing as it cools down. Good. Okay, I'm gonna work on some fire bits. I'll be back in a second. Surely is not a bad idea to add in some darker oranges or some reds in the spots right in the middle of the fire that go away even more quickly than the yellow bits. So like right there. Or no. See, red is colder than yellow. So get some light yellow. There, that's where it's at. Turn off that thing. That's not helping anyone. And throw this in some of the centers of these things. And you can see how I added the circular bits onto a few more of the clumps of smoke. So like this yellowy tan stuff is gonna sit inside the orange for a little while. You can be pretty crass with this. It's fine. It's gonna be all glowy anyway. Not blurred though. I hate blurs. You can add a blur. Sometimes people say they even look good. And then really get rid of that light yellow pretty quickly. There you go. Done. How's it looking? Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's pretty good. Alright. Save it. Let's see. Put all the yellow stuff into a symbol. Call it a fire. And then go inside, paste it up, go outside. Is it in the wrong spot? Oh, it's not even on the... Layer manipulation, am I right? Okay, line it up. Make it look snazzy. I think it's right there. Yes! Okay, so what do you do with this? Once you have it in a side symbol, you make sure it's lined up, and then you go to movie clip. And just for reference, give yourself a chunk to look at what it will look like. Go glow it. If you're having trouble following along, you should check out some other of my tutorials. I just put all the frames of the fire inside of a symbol, and then I made it a movie clip, and now I'm adding a filter. And the reason I put this on there in the first frame of it is so I could see what it would look like on more than just that tiny little first dot. You want to make it, this isn't a glow. Make it light yellow. Make it really strong, really high, really glowy. Oh shoot though, you can't do that first. Gosh dang it. My gosh. Alright, delete this symbol. Delete it. You gotta pay the toll. First you do your doubles. No, not that. So when I'm doing my doubles for this, you're gonna make it expand really fast and then slow down out of nowhere. And then start to speed up as it starts to rise. And then it's gonna slow back down as it reaches the top of the frame. Done. You have to do your doubles on the fire effects before you can, you know, affect them. I say it's looking good. So now take all of these, copy them, get rid of them, make a symbol, go inside, paste the frames, get out of there, and there it is. Line it up. And then turn it into a movie clip. And glow. Where is it? Ah! Same thing as before. Just gotta see what it'll look like. You give it a glow of maybe that much. And I think I might make it a bit more white. So tint, give it some of that. Glow, a bit more yellow. Bit more yellow. Let me tweak it. That's looking pretty good. That is looking slick, McGruff. Yeah. It's pretty nice glowiness. It would definitely look better on like a forest background or something. Oh, I got my smoke glitching right there. It's okay. Easy fix. Great. What's next, you might ask? Well, the camera shake, obviously. So, get yourself a VCam. I'm so disjointed because I'm just watching it. I'm so mesmerized. Okay, get yourself a VCam. It's time to do some camera shake. I have one for ActionScript 3. You can just Google whatever you need and find it. They're really easy to find. Okay, so camera has been added right here. Go inside and change the outline color because it's hard to see on this dark background. Now, the shockwave comes right like there. Bam. So as it hits, I'm gonna do a little hand animation just to go to the corner so I can see where it's changing position and move it ever so slightly. It gets a big move right as it gets hit, and then it does like a nice slow arc. Oops. back towards where it was resting. And then it settles into position. Like a handheld, like someone was holding a camera and they got hit by the shockwave of an explosion. If that will even look good. In fact, it should be more jarring at the start. It's not jarring enough. Let's move it like that much. And then I'm going to double frame it as it's out here. Just a smidgen. And then the same as it comes back. And I think this might be a done explosion, you guys. I think it might be done. It's 9:35. I started at like 5 o'clock or something. Oh, why is the camera shake so hard to master? Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. I thought it looked good. I want it to look good. I want it to be delicious, not vomit inducing. How about some really crude shakes? Oh yeah, that's crude. Okay, okay. I mean, hey, how about some background so you can see what's going on? Use camera shake sparingly. It's iffy. I think I might take it out. It doesn't matter though. The point is the explosion. And boy, did it explode. Final step to add. You might add a shadow. You might add some glow as the thing goes off. Like, right in... Oh, and get rid of that first frame of the thing I was using to test it. Yeah, right there. Right as it hits. There. Put in a circle like this on the layer at the very bottom. Circle like that. And then another one right inside it and make it smaller. Move it up a little bit and then select the out one, select the inside one, delete. Add some glow of that color. Wait, no, what am I saying? Add some blur. And then just blur it on the x-axis like immensely. Maybe make it a tad smaller. See how that looks for just like 2 frames. Not bad. In fact, it could happen like 1 frame sooner. Oh, give it some lead up time too. Take some frames out of the beginning here. And I can dig it. I can dig it. You guys, thanks for watching. Goodness gracious. Maybe throw a sound on there? Maybe, thanks for sticking in there. We go explosion. Oh my goodness. Get the thing. Use these explosions that everybody has. Just put it right down. It's too intense. It's too intense. It's not that big. Sound design tips. No, I'm not a sound design. That's not what this is about. This is definitely about the explosion and animating it. And now that it's done, fade it out quicker. That takes too. It's like in a gymnasium or something. It's just a little pot. We need to hold on. Okay, that's a little bit better. It's looking... That's it. I added this layer where this... Here's all that happens. That flies and then that flies. And that's it. So if you go ahead and watch it, You got two things whizzing. It's just the sound of an arrow whizzing by the mic. And then you duplicate it. And it's done. Thank you for watching so very much. Best luck with your explosion. And all that jazz. You have a holler in time. I guess I could put this FLA in the description, but I don't think many people use CC. I'm gonna do it anyway. You have a good day. Like a wonderful day.